Okay, Tyler, first question. Why have you applied for work experience for ProStars?
The reason I've applied for work experience at ProStars is because I enjoy going out and coaching, and I enjoy my sport. As I'm taking a course that works on sports in all different aspects.
Okay. So can you tell me a bit about yourself? So what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses?
I say my strengths is I am a good leader. So I got very good communication when going out with experience with ProStars. I've been able to coach my own sessions at 3 different primary schools, and I've also been able to coach at a secondary school in football and rugby. And I'd say a weakness of mine could be confidence, because the first time I went out I struggled to get into it and talk to people, but then once getting experience I keep getting better and improving.
So you say you've been out to schools. What sort of schools have you been to?
I've been to 3 primary schools. I've been to Huntley, Overmono in Monmouth and Wollaston.
Okay, and what are your goals, first of all, whilst on placement, and secondly, sort of career goals as well?
My goals for work experience would be to I'm not too sure.
So what do you hope to gain, would you say, from this work experience?
Experience and knowledge of whether I want to work in this area of sport or whether I want to go on and do something else.
Okay, and what's your career goals?
I would like to either become a personal trainer, a coach for a company like ProStars, or a physiotherapist.
Okay, so what experience do you have of coaching primary school children, and can you give an example of a successful lesson?
Oh well, experience, I've been out coaching 3 primary schools, and in these primary schools I went with an experienced coach and managed to run my own session at Wollaston whilst under supervision, and from feedback from the coach I've been told that it went quite well.
Okay, so what do you think made it go quite well?
Keeping it enjoyable and entertaining for the kids.
How did you do that?
Well, I made drills that they'd all enjoy, that everyone could do. I made sure everyone had a role within the session.
Okay, so what skills do you consider to be most important for a sports coach?
Communication, because you're required to talk a lot, especially to younger kids, to make sure they understand what they're doing. Maybe leadership, just so you can show that you're in charge and they know what to do and when to listen and when they can talk.
Okay. So following on from the last question, what skills do you possess and how are they going to make you a successful sports coach?
I think I do have good communication, purely because I have experience with coaching and because I play for a football team which requires a lot of talking when on and off the pitch to get your point across to players and teammates.
Okay, and how is that going to make you a successful sports coach?
I think this is going to make me a successful sports coach because I'm going to be able to handle the class quite well, as I'm going to be able to talk to them and make sure they understand what they're doing, and I'm going to be able to tell them when and when they should be listening and when they can be doing the drill.
Okay, so I've got a scenario for you now. So a child is misbehaving in your lesson, he's consistently talking when you're speaking and he's not listening to instructions. What do you do?
First thing I'd do is I'd tell him the class management, I'd give him 5 seconds to stop talking, otherwise I'd have to send him to the class or take him to the class to take him out of the session so he's not distracting any other players.
So when you take him out of the session, what do you mean? You just sit him out, or?
I could either sit him out or I could get another member of staff or another kid in the session to walking down to a classroom where there's another adult.
What if they're all in a meeting?
If they're all in a meeting, I'd have to sit him out and make sure he's still and not distracting anyone during the session.
Okay, so what if he does? So what if you sit him out and he's still distracting people?
I'm not too sure.
Okay. So where would you like to be in 10 years' time, and how is this experience going to help you get there?
I'd like to be working for a stable company such as ProStars, or doing physiotherapy or personal training, so that I can provide for a family, get a car, run the car, and house, etc.
Okay. So why should we give you this placement over other students? What are you going to offer us?
I think I should have this opportunity over others because I have experience to go with it, and I've had experience working with a company, and I know coaches well, and I know certain schools quite well, so I think I'll do a good job going out to those schools.
Okay. Why would you do a good job?
Because I know the kids there and they know me, so it'd be easier for us to work on a session with me being more authoritative and good class management.
Okay. And do you have any questions you would like to ask us?
No, I don't.
Okay.